John picks me up in his brand new Buick LeSabre. Oh! Oh! Help me! You bitch!
Season 2, we're really leaning in with the subject matter, with violence against trans women of color. "35 is the life expectancy for a trans woman of color. And whether it's because of HIV or violence or suicide, making it past that age is not the median. It's not average.
Candy's not coming home.
What do you mean?
Listen, I don't know how to say this. I just got the call.
It's so wonderful that we have a show like Pose that gives all this visibility to the LGBT community, specifically to trans women. Unfortunately, sometimes the spotlight acts like it's like a kid holding a magnifying glass and burning an ant. Some of the girls are really being burned up by this spotlight. The more visible we become, the more sort of vulnerable we are to violence and to harassment. And so now people know more about trans people, which is great, but now they also now know what to look for, know who to target. And so some people are being educated for the good, and some people are sort of being educated in a way that's not so good for us, but it can't deter us. It can't scare us from coming out of our houses and coming out, period, and living our lives.
They found Kenny's body dead in the closet.
Do they know who did it, Buck?
No. But they are looking.
The NYPD doesn't care about a murdered transsexual. We've never been treated with respect or dignity. Candy's death isn't any different.
What is it, May? And 11 girls have been killed this year.
It's a great loss to lose Candy this season. And when we were thinking about telling this story, we felt an urgent call to use one of our characters and use them as a tool to hold the audience accountable. That you can't only, love and think trans people are great, but you have to also be met with the stark reality and the epidemic of violence that trans women of color specifically are facing.
Playing out the death of a Black trans woman that now you know as an audience member, as a fan, as someone who is rooted for Candy to win. You now know someone, even if it's a character. People seem to, even with their favorite characters, get very emotional. So hopefully this story will light a fire underneath our society so that they don't let these things happen to one more trans person. The thing about truth and finding your truth is that you have to come to it on your own, and you have to learn it and figure it out for yourself. And for me, I didn't always have the words, I didn't always have the language for things. I just knew how I felt. And as I see it now in hindsight, I feel like I've always been a woman, always been a trans woman. So when I was in the military and I found myself hanging out the window by my ankles and them asking me to admit that I'm gay in a place where it's like, don't ask, don't tell, but they're asking me to admit that I'm gay, it would not have been true for me that I'm gay because I'm a woman. I'm a trans woman. I just hadn't figured it out yet. And it's an interesting thing because I feel like there are moments in life where even when you haven't fully figured out your truth, along the way there are people and mirrors who do see you, who do reflect your truth to you, even if it's just a small part of that. And so sometimes you gotta find those people in those places that reflect your truth to you until you can see it in full color.
Though losing Candy is a huge loss, I think that the impact of her death will hopefully propel our viewers to stand up and to speak up when they hear about these women who are constantly being attacked and constantly falling and constantly dying in our presence.
To Candy.
To Candy.